Hello and welcome back to the Rudico podcast with your host Ross,
Ricky, and Coxie.
and this is episode 30.
30, yeah. Episode 30.
Woo!
Made 30 episodes.
30.
I'm surprised we've made it this far. I thought we were going to do 10.
30.
30.
Some people probably only saw 10.
Some people saw 15. Probably not all 30
Some people saw 15 minutes.
of episode 6.
But if you've made it to all 30 episodes, thank you.
Yeah, we don't have many loyal fans because we're pretty poor right now at doing this, but we're getting better.
I wonder who our most loyal fan actually is. Who's actually watched like the most?
I would have said the first maybe 10 eps would have been my mum because she would watch it every.
Watch every single one. Yeah.
But
See, I thought my mum was loyal, and she like watched them when they come out, and I told her that, like one day that the episode with Logan was up, and she's like, "Oh, I didn't see that pop up. What's your name on it again?" And she typed it in. I went, "What's your name, Mum? Like, you should know her name." And I looked at her YouTube, and she wasn't even subscribed.
wow,
I was like, "Well,
I don't
my
think
mum doesn't love me."
I don't think Mum and Dad haven't watched any. Because Dad just reckons they're too long.
yeah.
He
a bit long.
doesn't have like an hour's worth of his time to sit down and watch. I'm like, well, you can listen.
It's not everyone's cup of tea.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah,
But we didn't really make this to get right with the gramps, you know. Get right with the oldies.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's more for the younger. Oh. Is it? It's more
I don't
for
know.
the younger generation.
I don't know.
probably people our age and older because, I mean,
Yeah.
I always put YouTube and say, like, not for kids, 'cause I'm like, mate, Ricky be sitting there swearing and...
Yeah.
Yeah, I put on my videos, not the kids, because every 10 minutes you hear you or me screaming the F word.
Yeah,
I wonder what the right age is to be able to get into the pool with the old ladies and do those like.
aerobics,
Yeah,
water
aerobics.
aerobics.
Well, what do you
Probably
reckon
a
the
kid.
right age?
No, you probably do it now.
Reckon?
Yeah.
Reckon I could sign up and actually.
I reckon
Yeah,
you
you
come.
can.
I reckon you could come back and go. Fuck! I had a good chat with Linda last week in the pool,
Yeah.
talking about how her son never sees her anymore.
They couldn't. You reckon? You ring
Because
up.
then my nan will come to... I'll go see my nan for dinner. Be like, "Oh, Lachlan was at the pool the other day. Yeah, he was talking to me about this. No,
Yeah, my nan does as well.
Yeah.
I wonder if anyone can rock up.
Why was that really awkward?
I don't know.
It's just awkward silence. I don't know. Probably.
I thought it was just a girl, you know, an old lady, you know. I thought it was just like an old.
I'm sure there's that old perv that just rocks up.
Yeah, I used to do my physio, and they used to all be there, and I used to go up to the front desk and ask for a pair of goggles, so I could just sneak underwater.
So I'll take something from the fellas podcast because they drink. So what are the boys drinking tonight?
Water.
Bundaberg rum.
It's all because Ricky's just drinking alcohol on a Wednesday night.
My last day of work tomorrow for the week. I want to go to bed early. This will put me to bed early.
Yeah, we're recording this later than usual.
It's like 9 o'clock, isn't it?
Yep.
It's because some dickhead had to have a shower. His name's Ricky.
And lost his keys and went out.
Yeah. Everything went wrong for me.
as well.
But yeah. Well, actually, keep talking about the podcast. Memory popped up of when we first ever talked about doing a podcast. Maybe 3 weeks ago, when I sent in a photo of the mics that we, like these mics, not the with the big.
Sorry.
Yeah,
SMR for the
Jesus.
for the listeners. That was filth.
Yeah, they popped up in our memories, and then maybe last week or the week before, there was the photo of me and you pretending we were doing a podcast at the table, looking all professional.
Yeah, we kind of gave it a test shot.
It was
So-
the RDC podcast.
Yeah,
It was going to be.
Oh, I saw that. In reality,
Do we still have that footage? That would have been the weirdest.
I don't know.
Surely
been
you have our footage.
Yeah, I
That
still
would've
got
been
the
the
audio,
most-
I think.
that would've
Oh,
been the
actually, I
most
think
awkward
no.
time.
You should have seen our test run as well. It was dog shit.
Oh, was that when you first got this?
Yeah.
Yeah. This bad boy.
The recording.
Intro was bad too.
Yeah, he's like, Yo, 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 it's Ricky and Russ with Crime Time. That was it.
Shit, every Russ like, you should do that. I was like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I was surprised that you said it's the one today. You like it, Russ? Usually, like last week was with the boys.
Yeah, it's just
yes, last week it was.
Been changing it up every now and then.
Yeah, just got to get the people involved a little.
Yeah.
They're not expecting it.
People involved.
We nearly could add it to a broker, and they might be able to bet on it, paying $1.05
of what intro I'm going to do next week.
And then we should bet on the lowest on ourselves, and we should say what that is.
No, because then that's you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah, but we're not a business. We don't have a contract saying that we can't.
But then, how are we getting on there if we're not a business? If we're not on, it'd probably have to be a business to.
No, we're going to hack sports bet.
At what point can we make this an actual business?
When people,
when we get over 10 views.
When our fans start getting their grandmas and their parents and their brothers and sisters involved, and chuck a sub and have a cheeky listen. We'll get the views and then the subs, and then we're
actually, what is the date?
Looking dangerous.
Sorry to cut you off. So 13th of October, we said probably 7 months ago, we'll easily hit 100 subs by the end of the year. All we've done is lose 5 subs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we've been actually busy.
We've been at 87.
Like,
yeah.
When you think about it, we haven't...
13 subs, that's all we need.
We've been very busy.
13 dodgy accounts.
What we've moved into this house, and like other times everyone's been busy. We've had COVID and crap, and none of us have really good setups to record at home, like with the camera and crap. So, but a memory popped up of us doing a podcast. We're talking about doing a podcast, so it's nearly been a whole year since we've started, which is crazy. I think next
30. We've missed 22 episodes.
We've missed a bit, haven't we?
But I feel like
the first 4 weeks we did.
We haven't really, because we posted our first one December.
Yeah.
So we've still got a bit.
No, it's November. I think we've posted in November because then we did a couple, and then one of our last ones was in December. Was you did your knee, and we uploaded like 2 or 3.
Yeah. So we've got.
But when you think about it,
like a total of like 15 weeks.
We missed a bit,
which isn't too bad. To be honest.
But when we're only local, we're not like a big. We don't do this.
Just starting off.
We're not earning money from this. We're just doing it in our own sort of time. So.
Yeah.
But
Is that when you like? I was saying earlier, when you call yourself business, is that when you start earning money? Or?
Yeah, I think so.
You reckon?
I'd call this a business if we start earning money. But say like a YouTube channel, I don't reckon you can. I wouldn't call that a business. I'd just call that fun. Like
you could call this business. I don't know. Like the Rudico podcast could be a business.
Trademark it.
Yeah, you could.
We could trademark it,
but we don't have the right audience.
Yeah.
Or an audience at the moment.
What are those days, Colt, where you don't have work or school? Public holiday.
But I was looking at the RDC. I'm like, imagine actually going, like saying RDC. I was like,
welcome to the RDC podcast.
It sounded good.
Rudico
but now I'm like, we've said it that many times, it just rolls.
Yeah.
Like it rolls off the tongue. It's so like
Rudico, yeah.
It's because it's one of those ones where we've made it up, and it was like it sounded funny. But now
because no one else has our name, and it actually like. Have we even explained what Rudico even means?
No, I don't think we ever have.
I think we should save that. We'll save the meaning of it to when we have done this for a whole year. To when we've done it for a year. That can be
the exact
when
year.
Close enough to when we've done this for a year. We can explain we can explain like everything why we actually did it and whatnot.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. I don't actually think a lot of people know.
No, I don't think so.
What it means.
No. We might as well get cracking into some topics. I was listening at work today, listening to some music, and I was like, Jesus, I can't remember the song that was playing.
Sing it.
No, I can't even like. It's just it's sort of in my head, and I can't like.
Our old loyal viewers might know. Russell actually never ended up singing Rap God.
Yeah, because I actually couldn't do it very well. I could back then, average, and now it's like
free practice, guys.
Mate, I'm
bombing.
I'm blowing holes to the floor. They are some powerful farts.
And I was like, geez, this could be a weird one. But it was, what would, if you had to describe yourself with a song title, what would it be? Like your life. Just a song title.
There's a song on GTA called Pervert.
Pervert.
Because I'm a pervert and I like it.
I was thinking about this at work and now I've forgotten everything. Like,
I don't know.
I was sitting there naming some songs.
Untouched would be a good one for me.
Yeah, that would be. It's a tough one. I was like, this could be like a good one, being that no one then you have to actually start thinking about titles of songs when you don't really think about titles of songs too much. You think about the chorus or something. Yeah. So I was thinking about the choruses. I'm like, oh, that one. I'm like, I don't think that's the name of the song though.
Probably. This. Yeah. It'd be like Bruno Mars. I want to be a millionaire. That doesn't really sum up my life, does it?
No, that's just what you want to.
It's what you want to be. It's not about you.
Yeah, it's still alright.
Just grenade. Grenade. My life's just a big bomb waiting to go off.
Time Bomb by Bang.
Or no, mine could be Lazy Song.
Lazy Song.
Yeah, good.
Mine could be that. That pretty much says my life.
I don't know. I feel like I've just had a pretty standard life.
Yeah. Well,
there'd be a song out there called
Stan.
Standard. There'd be a song out there called Standard. Regular. Regular Joe.
What's one of the Nickelback songs, isn't it? Stand Together.
One of them.
Just when we stand together.
Oh, that could be this is the podcast song. We stand together.
Yeah.
I was like, I was listening to the song and it said something like it wasn't me or I don't know. I was like, this sounds.
By Shaggy?
No, it was like it said something about.
That's a hard one.
Or don't forget about me or something like that. And I was like, geez, this song sounds like a lot like Ricky.
Don't forget about me. Simple Minds.
No, it had like I can't really remember now, but I was listening. I was like, Jesus, this is.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. That's a tough one.
There's a hard one.
There's a hard one, or that's a hard one.
That's a hard one.
So you're going with Lazy?
Yeah, mine would probably be Lazy Song.
Lazy Song. What are you going with?
I don't know.
Rockstar.
Hey, nah. That is difficult.
It's a difficult question.
Yeah.
I'd probably have to say Untouched by the Veronicas.
Yeah, that's a good song as well.
Untouched in bed.
I feel so untouched right now. Oh, banger.
I don't know. Can you boys think of one for me?
Drink a beer.
Mm.
I don't see you drink anything else but beers.
Yeah, that's,
So then you don't
Jesus,
drink anyway.
it's tough for Cox.
It is.
1,000 miles. Because all you do is drive.
Nah.
Well, I mean, that's not bad. It's probably better than other
I'm
ones.
thinking of fucking Afro Jack or whatever with his hair.
Yeah, I was thinking.
It's a fucking artist though.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. We'll stick with that.
1,000 miles.
Yeah. Jeez.
Jesus.
I've got a topic. I heard this on another podcast. I forget which one. So I listen to that many podcasts. But they won't even, realise anyway.
We can talk about some podcasts later. That's a good topic.
What would be the one thing you could change, like,
That burp.
from the past? So not from, like, one thing you could change from the past. It could be anything. Like, what's one thing?
But what does it change now or?
Yeah, like.
I
I
know.
was thinking about it. There's so many things you could change that would change right now.
But so do we want to do one that doesn't change happens now and then one that does? So it's like you could do a little thing like not get a tattoo, right? That's not going to really change much now. You just don't have a tattoo.
Yeah.
But like something like you not playing football, you may have never met like the footy boys. That actually changes. So we have like two different ones.
This guy on this podcast said he would have. There was like this time in Germany where Hitler walked into a room. No, Hitler walked into a room.
Oh, he's not doing himself. He's just doing it in general, is he?
Yeah, he's doing like whole
wow.
history.
Oh,
he's like
okay.
Hitler walked into a room Like I'm saying, it could be anything. He's like,
Wow. Yeah.
and they tried this like assassinate him with a bomb, and he walked out in a minute. Like it went off a minute later, and he's like, if that bomb hadn't gone off, like if he had been there to like make sure that bomb went off, like 9/11 wouldn't have happened, Holocaust wouldn't have happened, like all this like he named like 10 things, like 10 like tragic
I wasn't
events.
thinking that deep.
Just wouldn't have
Wow.
happened. Like it just if you change that one.
Yeah, that one
at a time.
little thing. Yeah, that one little thing, it changes the whole timeline.
Oh, okay.
Jesus. Well, we
It's like
can
it can
do
go that deep.
we can do roughly 3 then. We'll do like
one in time.
we'll do 2 of ourselves, one that doesn't change the past.
I'll go first. For myself, I wish I got circumcised as a kid.
So that's definitely gonna change the future.
Yeah.
I got one that doesn't really.
You know you can.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt these days. Like you couldn't even use your own penis for a couple of months.
Apparently, there's no benefit as an adult
No, there's not.
Yeah.
You
I
just
think
have a
so.
sore. You have a sore dick.
for like 2 weeks. Yeah, and then
Imagine trying to whack off and you can't. You got the urge to.
Yeah.
That would suck.
So I've got one that doesn't really change the future, but not get hit in the face with a golf club. I wouldn't have a scar on my face,
Yeah.
but that
So-
doesn't really change. Like,
see, that's like me. I'd try to change not getting injured with my knee.
and see, that doesn't really change much. Like, it
doesn't
does
say-
a little bit,
It does a
but
little bit, yeah.
but like for me, it does a little bit, but doesn't at the same
Yeah.
time. Like,
Because that happened when you were younger.
yeah.
For me, like it might have changed. Like
One in the
worst
future
situation.
that would completely change the future. Would change the now. That would be because I could just think of like not coming to stall, but I actually enjoy being here. So it's like one
Yeah.
I wouldn't change anyway. That's actually a tough one that would actually change the future for different
like
like
imagine changing just like a famous, like imagine changing. I don't know how you change it. Imagine like somehow stopping the Titanic from sinking.
yeah. Oh, that would be a good one.
How much that would change, like the whole like this world.
Oh, it
from
probably
that-
wouldn't change too much, but I mean the whole Titanic
Yeah.
thing was that big that it would change that.
You probably would. Be unsinkable and stuff.
Jesus, that's a future like an actual history one would be.
I was thinking about,
nuts.
I'm like, you could change that small. Well, it's kind of a big thing, but it changed so much.
I'd probably stop Coldplay from riding Yellow. That's where I'd start.
Imagine stopping the asteroid from wiping dinosaurs.
You can go back that far.
Yeah, imagine that. Imagine
Ricky-
where we'd
Ricky's
be
to
right
be
now with
making
those
sure
dinosaurs around.
Kurt Cobain
I
doesn't
don't know
die.
if they'd still be around.
No, because then you'd never have Foo Fighters.
True. Actually, yeah, that's. But then they could have been even bigger.
Who knows?
They're already big.
Yeah.
Like, but they could have been bigger with him
Oh,
producing more songs. Like that's what I'm saying. Like that obviously ends. Like it changes though.
It makes a chain.
It changes though.
Yeah.
It was like the Hitler thing. Like that's like pretty big. If he, did that, those things probably wouldn't have happened. But they did.
Yeah.
Like it's just because of that. Like that's the same. Like the Nirvana thing. If he didn't
Like imagine
do,
changing.
there's no Foo Fighters. But
Imagine changing.
who knows what they could have been.
Like Donald Trump to not get in as president as like the last 4 years.
Or
like
like
how much
or
that
like
changed America.
or like Kim or something for like
Yeah.
Korea.
I'd make sure that The Force Awakens was rewritten before it was released.
Star Wars.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Or the Mortal Kombat fucking
Movie.
didn't stink as much as it should have. I mean, as much as it
Wait.
did. That's what I meant.
History one's really.
History one's hard.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about history.
One thing you could change.
But like, I'm really thinking like more Australia stuff based,
Like-
like maybe like football
Yeah.
games or something like little. Or like
Like
Actually-
imagine the West Coast bloke not kicking that goal.
That'd be awesome.
to beat Collingwood, yeah.
beat Collingwood.
No, I've got it.
Incredible.
Telling Steve
that
Irwin
from?
not
Was
to
that
jump
from?
in the water.
Oh yeah,
That'd be my one.
Yep.
That'd be mine.
He wouldn't listen to you.
No, but
Yeah.
I could.
Oh, crikey, Rust. No, I'll jump in the water. I'll strangle this crocodile with my bare hands.
It was just. But the thing is, he was just like swimming in there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
I think he was just scuba diving or
he
something.
was.
Then just
One got him right in the heart.
yeah,
If it didn't get him in the heart, he would have still been alright. It's just
childhood
got
hero.
him in the heart.
Oh,
Because they don't actually. I don't think stingrays actually. Like if you get stung by them, you don't get killed. It's just if you get hit, you can get hit easily in like your arteries. and just bleed out because it's like a big knife.
Yeah.
And he just got hit straight through the heart and literally just died. So if he got hit like
Anywhere else,
anywhere else, he might have still died, but he would have been like
less probable.
he wouldn't have died.
But
right
then when you think I don't think he died right then. I think he ended up. I think they try and take him to the hospital. He ended up dying on the way there anyway.
You could even stop that bowling cricket that killed that bloke that hit him in the neck.
Oh yeah.
The neck, or is it the head?
The head.
But it went through his helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah, who was that? That was only a few years ago.
Phillip Hughes, is that his name? Or is he still going?
Phillip Hughes. No, he's a famous cricketer.
No, I don't know.
I forgot his name.
So like little ones like that, like they're not little, but like compared to the whole world aspect of it.
I'd want to stop my childhood hero from dying, but at the end of the day, he killed his wife and his kid when he killed himself. So.
But then he did kill himself, didn't he? So it's like
he was a wrestler, and then he ended up double murdering. He did double murder suicide the night he died. Which is fucked.
It'd make more sense if someone killed him, but he killed himself. So it's like
they've still never actually.
No, that's sure not. Yeah.
All the evidence went towards him.
Yeah, be
that's all they've got though. Like that's the only way they can solve it.
Yeah.
Stop Eddie Guerrero from dying.
Yeah, that popped up on Facebook and said he was turning.
It was his anniversary the other day. Yeah.
A couple of days ago, it popped on Facebook saying he was turning something. He's turning.
Been 40 something.
50
Maybe
or something.
50. Yeah.
It was a big like. It was in the zeros, the teens.
Yeah.
Not the teens, the 10th digit.
What?
Like 50, 60, like it's one of those ones.
He would have been 50 then, because Mysterio's about 40 something.
Yeah.
Like imagine changing like a Ted Bundy like massacre. So how much that would change?
Pardon me.
But then people wouldn't know of that sort of stuff though as well. So like him doing it, people are like more aware. That's the thing though. Is that when you do think about like murderers and stuff like that, people now know who they are and what some of the stuff they do. So people are more aware. Where if none of that happened, like if someone didn't do that, there were still people doing that sort of thing, but they wouldn't have known to a big deal.
You go to Hitler's cot, you pull the Glock, bang, Hitler's dead.
I was listening to this crime podcast, and there was this episode, right? I think it's the most like I don't know what it's called, but it's the most deadliest one in America. Like this bloke killed like 70 people or something.
I thought the podcast, I'm like Jesus, what a deadly podcast.
Yeah, they talk with like a shark tank above their head.
Yeah,
it's slowly cracking the glass.
Yeah,
there's snakes coming from the floor. The walls are on fire around them, and they're just like, "This is the world's most dangerous podcast." Welcome to the.
They're just like off the side of a cliff.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this bloke, right?
Every sub the rope like it's cut. There's like a scissors like cutting it. You know, one of those ropes
you
can cut like 8.
You
Gotta cut like
the topic before
you gotta cut like 8 times until like properly cut. So every sub it cuts a little bit.
Yeah.
So have you guys been seeing those TikToks where they have to say a certain word like 1,000,000 times?
Yeah.
1,000 times, but if someone gives them like a rose or gives them a like, they have to like drop it back.
Oh really?
Oh no, I haven't seen that.
I've seen people say.
It'll be like, I have to say Russell 1,000 times. Every time I say it, I click on the counter to make it go up.
Yeah.
But then if someone like donates or comments a certain thing, or likes it, I have to press minus and then keep going.
All right.
And it's so dumb. They're just like Russ. Oh, stop giving me roses, guys. It's not fair. It's not fair. Stop giving me money. Plus Russ. Oh, guys, but it's really hard. Plus Russ. And it's so hard to watch. You just fucking stop. It's worse than the hot tub thing.
Continue about this because we can get on to like some podcasts.
Yeah, this guy. I just thought it was an interesting story. It was this bloke, and he was just like a obviously like a millionaire, like I don't think he was billionaire, millionaire. He was very wealthy, and he'd always gamble at this. Got the peanuts.
Secret snacks.
He always gambled. That's what he did as a job.
Yeah.
Just gambled like high stake at like casinos and stuff, and so apparently this bloke he was staying like in like up. You know how they have like a hotel there as well. Yeah. He was staying like in a hotel, and he was just like he used to always gamble at that casino, so they knew him like. Apparently, they were giving him like special access, like
They
like
knew who he
stuff.
was,
Like
sort of thing,
he was
yeah.
able to use like the staff elevator and all this stuff
Yeah,
just because he was there so much. And then they don't know why, but for some reason he started like really sketchy, like planning something, and he started bringing in a bunch of suitcases. He'd leave like for a couple of days, go somewhere, see his missus, come back with 2 more suitcases, drop him in his room, and then he'd go off somewhere else for a week, come back with like 6 suitcases, and he ended up coming.
So he was killing them and putting them in the suitcase.
No, he was like bringing guns into the place like over the course of like half a year.
How did you not get detected?
Well, they just thought it was just like cash and stuff because he was so well known there, like he was so fine. Like they didn't think he was going to bring all these guns in.
Yeah, right.
And especially if he's taking all the elevator, like their elevators, they probably like wouldn't suspect anything.
Like he just goes like because he pretty much lives there and he like gambles there. Like he gives them a lot of money and stuff, and he ended up bringing like a total of like 55 suitcases in or something, and they're all filled with like guns. He had like 5,000 rounds with like 28 different guns or something.
Jesus.
And there was like he lived like there was like a skyscraper. And he lived like near the top, and there was like a redneck like concert down at the bottom. Apparently one day, like when it was on, he just like started just like load up the guns and started just pinging everyone down there, and he killed like 70 people.
Jesus.
And like, just like there's just like it's like a massive conspiracy because like he didn't have anything mentally wrong with him. Because if there's something like that, usually mentally
they check like that.
Yeah, but like he bought 50 guns in, and all of them were in his name. And when you purchase a gun, you have to like do like a mental thing. Like you have to have like a check. You have to have a police check, obviously. Yeah. So no criminal record. Like he had no criminal record or anything. He was just a regular guy who just liked to gamble. And then one day, he just started shooting. It was weird. And then he killed himself. Like he started shooting for like an hour, and then they went up there and he killed himself.
Yeah, right.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's what I'd tell that.
Yeah, no, that's a not a bad story.
I thought that was an old, weird story.
Yeah, right.
Mm.
I don't know what it's called. It would be a super famous one, but I just don't know what it's called. I didn't even know about it.
What, the podcast or the story?
No, the story.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forget what podcast is
Back
on.
to that going back in time thing. I'd go back to the last $150 million Powerball, and I'd put the numbers in that it was.
Yeah, you could do that.
And I wouldn't tell anyone that I won. I'd be filthy rich. We would actually be in a Rudico resort. We'd be
But then you wouldn't be
podcasting
born
all-
back then, though.
What?
Or
Like you're changing changing something, or you're just going back in time.
No, like, I know like the number from a couple of days ago. So I go back in time and put that, like, enter those numbers on the Powerball, and then I win it the next day.
So you're just going back in time.
you
It's
could
not
just
really...
make yourself filthy rich. Like you could
Yeah,
do.
sure, I could just do that.
You could do that, and then you could go back in
Bank
time,
heist.
win the money,
Well-
and then you could also, like, when you win the money, you know that Bitcoin in 2021 is going to be like 70,000 per Bitcoin. So you just buy like 100 million Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And
See,
just
there's
live for
no
the rest
different...
of 7 years and have
True.
trillions.
Talking to
You should be the
another...
first trillionaire.
In another podcast they were talking about, it's like going back in time. It's like, with the knowledge you know now, you could go back ages ago when like Google and crap, they started and have a percentage, like 1% of Google, and you'd be rich.
Yeah.
Like think going back and just putting just 1% or like 0.1 of like Google, Apple, Facebook, all of them, you'd be rich, because from then it was like obviously small. Everyone's like, it's like Bitcoin. No one believes it. Now it's like $1 million companies.
I'm really hoping that Woolworths just like shoots up like GameStop did that one night, where everyone just made like $1 million because I got 4 Woolies shares.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how are you going to know if it goes up? It's just everywhere, and by that point,
much
Ricky's
does
had a
Woolies
look
cost?
and it's already gone back down. He's like, fuck.
How much is a Woolly share?
I have no idea.
200?
Probably absolutely fuck all.
Yeah. I don't know. I have to
They're
look
probably
into
like 0.1 cent.
it. Nah, they'd probably be about.
You get like
They'd-
$70.
It'd be at least. It'd be like at least $50. It would be $50 minimum to like 200, maybe more. I don't know too much about.
I don't know if everyone wants to raise Woolies for me, and I can get this podcast up and going.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine that. Speaking of podcasts, I know you obviously watch a lot of podcasts. Do you know what podcasts you watch?
I mainly watch
Like the Joe Rogan ones.
I don't really watch Joe Rogan too much. I watched the RBP, which is like my favourite podcast. It's more about like fitness stuff.
Yeah.
And like bodybuilding. They're really, really good. And I watch a lot of... I've actually been watching a lot of Impulsive lately.
Yeah, they're not bad.
Like I've been... Like all of his one where he interviewed like he just recently interviewed Bolzarian.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that was...
Dan Bolzarian.
Yeah. And like he interviewed like a lot of people. Like, and they're actually pretty good. Like he interviewed
He's interviewed Mike Tyson, hasn't he, before?
Yeah, he's interviewed Mike Tyson. Same with Joe Rogan. I was in that one. What's his name? What's that conspiracy guy name? You know?
Creepy meat bastards. Is that generally who you were talking about?
No. What's that?
Okay.
What's that conspiracy's like that guy's name? Oh, Alex Jones. You know him?
I've heard that name before.
Yeah, Alex.
Oh, no, I don't really.
If you want like a solid like good podcast, I never really knew much about Alex Jones. But Joe Rogan has probably 2-3 podcasts with Alex Jones for like 6 hours worth. Logan Paul has podcasts with Alex Jones, and he's the most annoying. Like his voice is so annoying. I can't even do it. It's like really screechy and like stuff. But he's like a conspiracy like theorist like politics wise. He does like a lot of like that. Like
okay, yeah.
He got famous off saying like the frogs are gay because...
Oh yeah, you did say this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did say frogs were gay.
He said he was saying frogs are gay because like the government's like putting chloride in the water and it's turned the frogs gay, and everyone was
you did say this.
everyone was like laughing at him thinking it was like nonsense and stuff, but it was actually true. Like it actually come out to be true, and like he said some crap like, you know, Epstein, he has the island and stuff.
Yeah.
Like apparently like he's like got like a gay festival and all this crap going on, and like he goes into detail. Apparently there was like this time with all the top politics, and he wasn't even allowed to name names. Like he's not allowed on social media. He's like Donald Trump. He's not allowed on social media.
They full on banned him from everything.
Yeah, they banned
I thought
him.
when I used to saw Trump, like the Twitter things, I thought they were fake. I didn't realise it was actually him.
Yeah, it's actually him. Yeah, so this is like Alex Jones. They banned him because he keeps like bringing up these conspiracies, and no one knows if they're true or not. A lot of people think they're fake, but like they could be true. But there was this time where
I reckon he could hop back on you and see Alex Jones, and they'd be like, Lachlan Holm is a frog.
No, but would you say that they've blocked him as well because some of the stuff he has said is true? So
yeah.
the stuff he's
That's
saying,
what a lot of
they
people
don't know if it is. Like people don't know if it's true.
there was like
So they do.
there was like an Epstein like ritual. He called it a ritual, but it was like a festival. Like only like politics were allowed. Like it was like a real like top class thing, and he got in somehow. Him and his mate.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
he goes like a mate and like he like debunks them with him. And
Yeah.
apparently he got into this like weird festival, and it was like there was like a circle and like had a fire in the middle. It was like a weird ass apparently, and then like
It's like a school
all
camp.
these top politics.
Sounds like a campfire.
Yeah, like all these top politics just started like rooting each other, and that's what he's like saying.
Old blokes.
Yeah, and like these are all like I'm not sure how like I've obviously explained it like wrong as well,
Yeah.
but like all these like just like well known people have just like are like rooting each other and stuff, and he's like trying to debunk it and stuff like that, and like tell everyone, and you know,
Yeah.
and like everyone doesn't know if it's true or not, and he's done like a lot of stuff like that. Like it's a good listen. But back to the podcast because I got back a bit sideways. Like
Nice.
I listen to some of Joe Rogan's, but sometimes I don't like some of Joe Rogan's because I don't know like who's on. I like who's on, but
Yeah.
he does a lot. Who's just like a random guy? It's like, oh, this guy's like a scientist. He has a
PhD
like,
in something.
yeah,
or,
PhD,
yeah.
and,
or
like
certificate.
yeah, like something like
Big like rocks.
yeah.
Or
So I've listened to
just the ones you know.
Yeah, it's the ones like I think are interesting anyway. Like
Yeah.
I've searched up like this guy's name. He's like on the Joe Rogan. I'm like, oh, I'll listen to him.
Yeah.
But like I've been listening to it's Impulsive, or I've been listening to 9 to 5 Fitness.
I've heard of it.
They don't really do fitness. They just do like interviews.
Yeah.
They're like Australian. They're like 23, 22, and they just like interview like they do like a lot of interviews.
Yeah.
A lot of them are TikTokers, but like a lot of them are like aren't. It's like it's weird. It's hard to explain. They don't really talk about fitness a whole lot. They just do like mainly interviews, and it's actually good listen.
Good listen.
And they're only like 30 minutes. They're not too big. Other than that, I got a bunch there.
Do you just cycle through
I
sometimes?
listen to Tim Dillon. He's
Yeah.
he's got a massive podcast. He's like a real he's actually really funny.
I've only ever actually watched one Joe Rogan podcast.
Really?
And it was The Undertaker's.
Oh right, yeah.
I haven't seen any Joe Rogan ones. I'm just not really into him.
Definitely watch Alex Jones, Joe Rogan, and watch Elon Musk, because that's a good one.
Yeah.
Like he did 2 with him, I think.
Who was the bloke and he's like, look, I'm not gonna lie, kind of retarded. Who's that guy?
That's Alex Jones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's how he speaks.
Gotcha.
Yeah. He's like,
I could easily watch that over. Hey guys, and welcome back to the next Minecraft video. Today we're gonna show you how to find dirt in the world.
and
it's like some
I'll try to see.
pedo playing Minecraft.
Or you have those ones on TikTok and it's like, hi guys, we're playing Minecraft and today I'm not allowed to see the green. And he like spawns. I'm like, oh fuck's sake. He's like, oh no, I forgot about the challenge. I'm like, fuck, it's so stupid.
Those like 7-second YouTube videos. And it's like Minecraft, but I stop playing. The video ends when I have fun.
Or when I touch water.
Here we go. This is what Alex Jones is like. This is what he sounds like.
He's just getting it up for the audio listeners.
Well, it's really dangerous. He's
Oh yeah.
in Seattle. How you feeling? COVID-free 4 days in a row now. Yeah, and now you still can't taste anything?
Well,
You like a battery?
I'm back today, but
Yeah. Not worried about you. Alex Jones. This is the most anticipated thing I ever did. I probably had.
Jeez, he sounds like he smoked a pack.
He sounds like he's had a 40 decking going on.
When you went back on Joe Rogan on voicing, I don't know.
Oh, him.
Yeah.
See, I'm picturing a young kid in my head.
I don't get
He's the mean. It's like, I'm not gonna lie, kind of retarded.
This is great. It's with that butterflies. That's
Can't get it off.
Can't get it out.
What about you?
Can't get it out. Can you?
What about you, Rick? Do you?
But Tim Dillon, he's on that podcast. Like with, I think he's like somewhat
Oh, okay.
close with Alex Jones, and
Yeah.
Tim Dillon has a really good comedy podcast as well.
Do you listen to any podcasts?
I listened to one. It's called AEW Unrestricted, and it's like how like all their stars broke into wrestling.
Isn't
And, like their life beforehand and afterwards. And
doesn't Stone Cold actually have one, or is that just like
yeah,
a
Stone Cold
YouTube?
has one. It's
Apparently, like I see clips
Oh,
on that.
actually no, I have watched that. That one's really good.
I've seen clips on Facebook and stuff because obviously they had the video, but I think I was like looking at them like, surely this has to be an audio because they're like on audio that it's just like
Yeah,
a podcast.
It's something like the WWE Network though.
Yeah, because like, I was listening to some stuff now, like talking about like he's talking about with some old wrestlers and stuff that like happened, like that wouldn't get talked about. Like, geez, it actually would be a good
It's
listen.
a good listen. You go on there and you'll be talking to. He could be talking to Hulk Hogan, about back in the day in the 70s, 80s. After the match, you go at the back, you have a couple of drinks with Andre the Giant. You go out to the bars, and then if you're a bad guy on TV, the people back then obviously don't understand kayfabe. They think it's real, like you're generally an asshole. So you'd go out to a bar or hop in your car, and people are trying to kill you and stab you, and
Yeah,
like the fans back then had no idea. So they're telling stories about that.
there's
Like a lot of them would walk out the arena, and everyone just would go out there and try and beat the fuck out of them.
yeah. No, I seen that one. I'm like, oh, that like, because he's still got his doco coming out, isn't he?
Yeah. So they're doing the same people that made. Is it the first or the
Last Dance, and that's a good doco as well.
Yeah, the same people are doing that and making this Stone Cold Steve Austin documentary.
I will watch that.
Like, it's gonna be really well.
I will watch that. Like the Last Dance was so. Have you seen it?
The Last Dance.
Yeah. Oh, we actually have to sit and watch it.
It was one of the
It was actually like
one
such
of the
good.
greatest documentaries.
Oh really? No.
Yeah.
I've never seen a bad review on it.
It's like it was unreal.
I'm
Like
not
it's
gonna
so good, and like being how they talked about Michael Jordan. Like they talk about Michael Jordan obviously because it's his team, but they talk a lot about the actual basketball team itself.
He's Chicago, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
is unreal. And if they do a stick, like, it'd be like I'll watch that for sure. It'd be a good watch.
Have you ever seen Steve Austin with hair?
I think I have like a picture.
His name used to be Stunning Steve. And
Stunning
he'd come out with his blonde hair that was like combed over to the side.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's a funny little image to get in your head up, especially after seeing him in the 90s and he was just like this badass.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've seen that one. Oh, that, like, it'd be a good listen.
Them two are probably the only two podcasts I've probably sat down and watched.
Yeah.
The only other podcast I watch is like, I've seen some of J-Mo and Dylan stuff.
Yeah. That was
Which
like
a
the
lot
big
of
one that we were like.
Yeah.
I always think it's
a lot
Damo and Dylan. I can never.
Yeah.
I never
Jamo.
think
It's actually Jamo and Dylan. A lot of Aussies know that one. And other than that, I'll actually watch one of there's like a.
Wait, which one's the J-Mo and Dylan again? Those are the young boys?
Yeah.
Young Aussie blokes.
Yeah, the ones from Perth.
Because there's also the ones, and it's Daniel and Dylan. And Daniel's the guy that was on Big Brother, and he's got Dylan who used, like, they both play AFL, and they always pop up on my
Daniel,
TikTok.
big nose, Daniel Gorham.
Yeah. Those two do a podcast together.
Oh, do they?
And it's like, yeah.
Oh
My God, it's the funniest thing ever.
Yeah.
They do clips. There's like clips on TikTok, and there'll be always something said.
Yeah.
And I saw one today, and it was Dylan, and he was like, "Yeah, I really think that that Melbourne are gonna be big." And then Daniel was like, "Yeah, well today everyone's thought, let's want some knowledge." Dylan's gone, "Yeah, Melbourne are gonna be big. Of course they're going to be big. They've just won a bloody premiership." And that's it. And I was like, geez. They do like little clips as well.
Yeah.
Oh, those two would be like a good like giggle. They talk a lot about footy.
Yeah, footy stuff.
But it's just it's the humorous side of footy.
Yeah.
There is one popular podcast that I saw. Like a lot of locals
There's a
were
lot
sharing
on
it.
TikTok.
Well, there was a lot of locals sharing it. I forget what it was called. But like there was like so many people from stalling that. Like it was like right near the grand final. I think it was like there was like a chance to win like something.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
like, it was on like everyone's stories. I'm like, what is this podcast? And they were like, it was like two. They would have been like.
Actually, I reckon I
bit
saw
older
that
than
as
us,
well.
yeah. And like I forget what it was called, but I don't think it was AFL players, and one was definitely not Ranger.
No, this one was AFL. Like these two.
Do you ever watch those shows like Big Brother or Love Island, whatever, and they have like the narrator, and they always make these really corny jokes, and that you just never laugh at them. I laughed at one yesterday. Daniel, when he came into the house, snored the house down the first night, and everyone was like, "We're going to put him up for eviction." First night in the house, he's snoring like an absolute like louder than anyone ever could. This ain't right. And then Big Brother called him into the room, and was like, "Daniel, I hear you had a great sleep last night." He's like, "Yeah, I did." He's like, "Is it anything to do with your massive nose?" And he went to like the side profile, like the profile fucking side of the camera. He's like, "Yeah, I think it's got a lot to do with my massive nose." Big Brother's like, "You could smoke in the rain with that thing." I actually had a little giggle after that. Imagine walking up to someone with a big nose and going, "You can smoke in the rain with that thing, eh?"
Yeah. No, see,
I read a TikTok comment the other day, and it was like some guy just had like a massive pimple on his face, and the top comment was, "Geez, that's." I was like, "Geez, that thing could have a postcode."
Oh, that's a good one. Jesus. Now back to the podcast stuff. Everyone knows I watched the What's Good podcast with
I've listened
Simon
to one
and
of them with,
Randolph.
Tommy.
I watched that one.
Yeah, it's a good
That was a good laugh. And I watched
the Logan
one.
Paul one of that as well. That's good.
Yeah.
I've seen Logan Paul's with Mike Tyson when Mike Tyson really beat him up
Oh, I've seen that.
because he fucking just had a heap of mushies.
Yeah.
He had a mushroom man. He had a hired guy.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
No, I haven't.
Mike Tyson has this guy that just walks around with a platter full of magic mushies, and when Tyson just goes, he'll fucking walk up, give him his magic mushies, and he'll just sit there and swallow them whole. It's like, you're fucking tripping. You went from being an absolute boxing legend to an absolute fucking drug lord.
Yeah.
And he can still box.
Yeah.
And he got really violent, and Logan said one thing, he was like, "Look, I'll beat the fuck out of you." And he was like,
Yeah.
being like real blunt, like, "I don't like you, kid." And Logan Paul had to kick him off the show.
Yeah. No, I also watched another one called The Fellas, which I've been watching.
Yeah,
I just been listening to it while I'm in
I've
bed.
been seeing that on Spotify. I haven't listened.
I watched one
that-
recently.
Is that with Calfreezy?
Yeah, Cal Freezy and Josh Chip. They call him just
Yeah.
Chip, or the Burnt Chip is his YouTube.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
I watched one. It was last night, and they were on with. You probably wouldn't have seen it on TikTok, but it's a guy called Ollie Ball, and his mate called Jack. And what they do is they be on TikTok, and they'll do a video, and the guy's like, Jack will be like, start singing a song, and then Ollie Ball like sing the rest of the song, and he'll be like, "Hi guys, it's Ollie Ball here," and he like reviews like food, and he's like sitting like, "Yeah, it's really caramel, it tastes good." Eats more, and he reviews it, and then they go like, then Jack will come on, he'd be like, "Oh, so that's a good dig they do." He's like, "Yeah, defo scran that. Yeah, curry's on tonight, boys." And then it's like, that's the TikTok, and they'll do that with like heaps of canteen food.
Oh, really?
They got hella, like they got big.
Yeah.
And anyway, they went on to the podcast, and they were talking about like school stuff, and I was like, Jesus, this like I was giggling, like I'm like, Jesus, I remember being like that, like some of the stuff they were doing. It's like it was just funny.
Yeah.
Those two also, I reckon it would be a good one. I want to watch on YouTube first, see if it's any good, like as a watch. But the fellas do the fellas mystery, which is like a whole crime thing, or the fellas crime or something.
Yeah.
And they do it's pretty much, it's a podcast, but they do it on YouTube, and they talk about like murders, mysteries, and crap like that. And it's like it'd be a good one to sit down and everyone just like watch, and they talk about like all those weird sort of ones.
Yeah.
Not what we need to do.
Crime
It has
podcast.
a little bit of a good name to it.
What?
The Rudico Cooking Show. We need to do an episode of that. We sit in the kitchen
I was
and we
actually
have
thinking, right.
we have like shirt mics and we cook an absolute storm.
The
Of
thing
something
is, like,
we've never cooked before.
We
but all
kind of
cook it
need like
together.
I reckon like our show needs like a
show.
We
podcast.
need side things besides podcast. We also need like
We need like a segment in our show though that's like a frequent thing that's like actually.
Because I
telling
watch.
Russell halfway through every podcast we should all just like start making sandwiches.
Yeah, he
Judge
does
our
that.
sandwiches.
It's because like the What's Good podcast, they have a section called What's Good.
Yeah.
They bring up they have
So we should have like a segment
10.
that's like.
They have 10 things where they go. They're meant to go, "What's good?" Carrots, and then they say yes or no, and they have a light, and they turn it off and on.
Oh right.
So like they have
yes or no?
they have that thing, and then the fellas it's not their segment, but they do it, and they get people to Instagram in relationship advice. So someone will be talking about how their girlfriend broke up with them 2 months ago. They're freshly on the market, and they've just seen their ex get with one of their best friends. Like, what do they do? And then they give them advice.
Yeah.
I always think like we could do something, but I'm like, I don't really want to.
I've heard podcasts do that.
But I was like, I'm not sure if I want to copy
Yeah,
like that as well.
The thing is, like, we need to find something that's kind of original.
Yeah. See, Ricky's always said that we should do like have the podcast, but then also have like a gaming channel. But then it's like at that point,
No, yeah, put them on the same channel.
like,
Yeah.
well, yeah, but
Good.
then it's like at the same time, it's like this is just the podcast, and then you get like other videos. You
could
get
have like videos of after doing a challenge and chuck it on this. Like it doesn't have to be gaming.
Yeah.
yeah, but
we
then
could do
I would.
challenges and chuck it on this channel. Just to
I'd nearly reckon to just have it as just the Rudico channel at that point, because then we can have like a whole section just podcast, gaming, and that.
Yeah.
But because it's already like a podcast channel, like I know it'd be good because then more people would be in watching because we'd be doing other stuff than a podcast.
Yeah.
But then we're not getting many viewers on the podcast, and the whole reason we just want to do a podcast, we thought it'd be cool, like sort of thing.
Yeah.
That's why if we did it,
It's
I'd
gotta be
kind of
fun.
want another channel and put gaming on another channel, like but still have like the Rudico games or something, or
Yeah.
Rudico plays or something like that.
Video game show.
And then like, but I feel like we need
There's actually
such a
lot that
bigger
can
thing.
rhyme with Rudico.
Rudico audio.
Well, this is pretty much what this is. But
Yeah.
but you know what I mean. We're so local. We don't have the money for it. So it's like
Dress up as army people. Rudico Commando.
that could be one app. We're all in camo clothes. No, because we've been talking about what it'd be like to
Rudico
actually get a studio.
Show.
Like
Yeah.
imagine
We can wear karate gis. Rudico dojo.
all Rudico ponchos. We're all wearing ponchos.
I'm not here one Wednesday. The Rudico no show.
Rudico nachos. We just make nachos.
Oh,
Hats. Nacho hats.
Yeah.
No, we've
Actually,
been talking
one of
about
them,
how sick would it be if we actually had like a studio. Like, I know we probably could afford it, but at the same time, probably not. Like,
Yeah.
being that we don't,
Studio is
like,
a good while in front of us.
yeah,
But
it'd be good to have one because then we can just record there
It'd be good.
easy.
It'd be good. Just like the studio would come in handy when this space becomes too small, and we need to do more work on it.
We can make a TV show and it's totally not ripped off anything else. That Rudico show.
What,
That
named
70s
after the
show.
70s show, yeah.
The thing is, I'd actually cut down my hours, like at work, if if we wanted to like get this, like if this was rocking like a bit.
Well, if you earn a little bit of cash, you'd.
We
We
could.
could even start killing our viewers. Rudico
Yeah.
tobacco.
Oh God. Well, I reckon we might end it there. At the moment, next week, as a possible guest, get back in the role of having guests on because I feel like not many people are watching when it's just us three or listening.
Yeah. No, probably
Get another
isn't,
guest
but
on.
I always think like.
Fuck.
I always think
Smash my phone, try and put it in my pocket.
we say like we actually say some like pretty like this one was like pretty good. Last one was really good. This one was really good, for example. But people probably don't even listen from like 10 minutes onwards.
Yeah.
I'd give you 5 minutes to be honest with you.
5 minutes. Like we're sitting here, and no one's like we could talk smack about like anyone in the world, and no one would even know apart from us.
Yeah.
Even though it's up for the public to see, because no one will make it this far, unless someone actually is making it this far.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking about. I'm like, because people could just like click and like view 10 minutes, and then
But imagine if you interact that one spot in the video and you just hear someone going, "My mum's a cunt."
Yeah.
Like, she isn't. I love my mum.
But that's the thing. I feel like if we wanted to take this more seriously as well, we'd actually see what everyone wants. Because some people say that they don't want long podcasts, but then I sit there and I'll watch a 2.5 hour to an hour and a half hour
after it, you want
podcast. Huh?
Then after it, you're like, "Oh, could go for another podcast." Or
I like
you
I
want
like a
more.
long podcast.
Yeah. So but then that's the thing. There's a long podcast is good, but then some people enjoy short ones. So you can't
Yeah. I
you
like
can't
the long ones.
happy be on both sides.
I
You know
like
what I mean?
the hour to like hour and a half.
Yeah, see, I'll be happy to watch a 2 hour one, but like an hour to an hour and a half's like good, and that's what I've been trying to do here. But then it's like
Yeah.
some like
I feel like an hour.
the
is
local
sweet at the
people
moment.
don't really
An hour
like it.
An hour's sweet at the moment for us. Just
It's
'cause
like
we're
30 to
limited
an
with things to say.
30 to an hour.
We don't really have too much of an audience, so it's like an
I-
hour's like pretty average.
Yeah.
I reckon.
You know, I think the worst thing that
Once-
could
once we
happen
start-
for the podcast was us three all to move into a house together because we do see each other all the time.
Yeah.
That we just naturally
we
talk.
talk about everything before we get on the podcast.
Yeah,
We get the podcast
so-
and go, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, what do we talk about?
Yeah.
But no, I would love to see this go big. Like it'd just be good.
Even if we'd actually start seeing.
We should
some
do an
people sub.
outdoor podcast. You guys might not be appealed to it, but I think that'd be pretty cool.
Well, I mean, we could. It's just
And you sit out there
Trying
and
to
have
do
your
it.
couple beers out there, and on a Saturday afternoon
Yeah.
in the
Wow.
rain. It's gonna rain all weekend.
yeah. But yeah, so we might be getting a guest on next week. So look out for that if there's people listening or watching. Spotify, TikTok, Instagram, go check them all out. As I keep saying, we're all we're gonna try and post on Instagram. It's just one of those ones that you don't really.
You don't
I don't post to my own Instagram,
I
so
literally don't
Yeah,
think,
me either.
I don't. Yeah, well, I don't really. Not a whole lot.
it's just the like podcast coming
Yeah.
out.
Maybe we need Z to look after the Instagram because I think she'll post something every day of us just being dumb.
Yeah, something
Thing is,
stupid.
I forget about even TikTok now because we haven't been in the groove.
So I chucked in the last one at like 200. Didn't go too great.
Yeah, I was gonna put one on yesterday, and then Russ was talking about the podcast today
You
for
forgot.
work, and I was like, oh, that reminds me. I logged onto YouTube. Was just about to go get some clips for the TikTok,
I just forgot.
and I completely forgot.
Yeah.
I think I was cooking or something like that. Completely forgot. Oh no, I had to go do my vaccine. I come back, literally forgot until like before we're coming on podcast. I think we're waiting for you to get home. I was ordering. I'm like, oh, I'll grab a few clips. Forgot again because I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a shower or something.
And now you've remembered. And
Yeah.
as soon as we click off this,
Yeah.
you forget.
Yeah, man.
I went onto YouTube 6 times today to figure out how to figure out one thing. Then I watched it and it wasn't even good.
What do you mean?
Like, there was this one thing. I already forgot what it was. But I just needed to, like,
On the
watch
podcast?
it. Nah, just...
In general.
Like, in general on YouTube this morning. I was like,
Right.
yeah, fuck, I'll be on YouTube and type this up and have a look at it. I go onto YouTube and scroll through my recommended, get out of it. Wait, what the fuck was I doing on YouTube again? And I hop back on it, and then I'd start scrolling and watch a different video. And click on the search bar and go, no, I've completely lost it. Then I remember, I hop on Clash Royale, just fucking forget.
Yeah.
So I just got out of it.
No, I would like to see this go higher. So we're thinking about getting a little crew behind us to just help us out, make it a bit easy on us. But geez, that dog wants to come in. Yeah, we're not gonna have a podcast room. Yeah, so we're gonna have a guest next week. Check out the Instagram, TikTok, Spotify.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, that's it from me.
That's
it for me.
It's good.
Comment Russell to shave his head if you want to see.